Hi, this is Enrique. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about the lessons that I've learned in 2024, the things that I've done to make my life better. We're already in December. 2025 is just around the corner. The number one thing that I've struggled with this past year is my time management. That's something that I've always tried to improve ever since I started my practice as a tax practitioner. I am an IRS enrolled agent. I do prepare a lot of taxes for people here in California, for individuals, businesses, corporations, LLCs, trusts. And I have a lot of people that have a lot of issues with the IRS, the state of California, and other states in the United States as well. So I think time management for everybody is very important, especially if you have a full day, if you have a business, or even if you are an employee for a company. You are still expected to be able to produce a certain amount of work per day or per week or per month. Everybody has goals. So for me, it's very difficult because sometimes I have an entire day scheduled with appointments, and on top of that, sometimes I still have to make time to be able to call the government or to deal with certain random issues that come about. So I think it's very important for people to use the technology that they have at their fingertips. If you have calendars, I think it's very important for people to take advantage of a good calendar or a good application on their phone or on their computer, or even if you have to go old school and use some sort of notebook to keep track of all the tasks that you have to finish throughout the week, what tasks you have to finish throughout the day, and so forth. I think that's actually helped me out a lot. There's a lot of applications on your phone. One of them that I have used over the past year that has worked a lot, I have a practice management software that I use for my business. There's an application that's called Calendly. So for any of you that have a business out there, please leave your suggestions down below as to what you do to be able to improve your time management throughout the year. So those are the applications that I use. Also, one of the things that does help a lot too is to have a good schedule of waking up at a certain time in the morning and going to sleep at a certain time. It's very important for people to get enough sleep too, because if you do not get enough sleep throughout the week, then usually it's very difficult for you to focus at the tasks that you have on hand. You have to make sure that you divide the time that you have available for personal and for business. It's also not good for you to spend more than a certain amount of hours per day at work. You also have to give preference to make sure that you continue to do your exercise, or you continue to do your training, or that you have time to spend with friends and family. So I usually, this past year, what I've tried to do too is I've tried to give preference to put in a little bit more time to my own personal growth as well. Sometimes you have to set yourself to where you have to make sacrifices to be able to set your goals. But once you do reach certain goals, you do have to put preference as well as your own personal growth, because it's not all about making money. You also have friendships and family that you have to nurture and that you have to take care of as well. So either way, having too much free time is not good on your hands either. So you do want to be able to find a perfect balance as well. Another one too that I've struggled with in the past is sometimes I do give attention to things or even people. I entertain things that are not important in life. So you do have to make yourself aware every day of what things matter and what things don't. So sometimes I'll have situations where I'll have people that have no use in my life. There's no use to talk to them. Nothing gets accomplished. Maybe there's people that I'll try to give them advice and they never take it. So it's kind of beating a dead rock. Those are the types of people that I tend not to give any more of my attention to. And at that point, I just find other things that are more productive in life than to try to help people that don't appreciate it or that never take my advice. That's another thing that I've struggled with over the years, where a lot of the times I think that there's some people that I can help them, because I like to motivate people. That's one of the things that I've liked to do throughout the years. I do have a lot of clientele that come into my office to be able to help them on their tax returns. And a lot of the times, a lot of these people, I've helped them motivate them to be able to make themselves better people. Sometimes I do give them advice. A lot of them do take it. I can see the progress year after year. But for those people that I've ran into that do not take my advice, or that I see that they never progress, if I talk to them 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line and they have not progressed, those are the types of people that I tend to not pay too much attention to. That's something that I've worked on throughout this past year. And like I said, focus my energy on people that actually matter in my life, that also motivate me to become a better person as well. So that's another thing that I feel like I've gotten better at this past year, to focus my energy and my attention on things that do matter. And this is something that I think we spend a lot of our days focusing on activities as well that don't lead to anything. It's always good to spend some time to de-stress. A lot of the people now that are between their 30s and 40s, they grew up with video games. I think it's important for you to be able to enjoy that once in a while. But then I do think that there has to be a limit, because there's other things in life that have more meaning than playing video games. Now, for some people, maybe it's a competition. Maybe they make money off of playing video games. Not all the time does it make sense for everybody to spend their time doing that. But I do think it's worthwhile for you to have at least a little bit of time to de-stress yourself, whether it be doing that or any other type of activity. Give yourself some free time to de-stress from everything in life. It's kind of like an escape from the reality, even if it's an hour or an hour every 2 weeks. You have to give yourself some time to de-stress from life. I prioritize things that are important. These decisions have to be made on a daily basis as to what your goal is for the day. Every single day when someone wakes up, they have to look at the entire day. Okay, well, what am I going to do? Or sometimes on a weekly basis, you can plan your week ahead. And then that way you have a very good idea as to what you want to accomplish that week. Over the series of the entire year, you can see the gains that you've accomplished in every single step that you do. So maybe one week it's insignificant, the things that you do, but over the span of a couple months, those changes, they become drastic and they make you a better person. Be conscious of what you are doing, what you're spending your time on. If you're spending it too much watching TikTok stories, Instagram stories, or if you're just scrolling mindlessly on your social media, that's a very bad habit. I know that it's very difficult sometimes if you get on these applications. If you think you're going to be on there for 2 to 3 minutes, before you know it, you're on there for half an hour. That's why I've made the decision personally to stay away from applications like TikTok. It's not a bad idea to go in there once in a while, but you do have to be conscious of the amount of time that you spend on these applications, the type of content that you consume on those applications as well. As long as you are conscious of it and you know that you're only going to be there for 3 to 5 minutes and you shut it off, I think it's beneficial for people to start making the decision to spend less time on these applications and more time focusing on things that make them a better person. So today I do have 2 more coins I'd like to showcase here. So the first coin here, it's a 2025 Year of the Snake coin. It has Charles from Australia. Very nice. 1 ounce coin. And then I do have a coin with the pandas. This is a Year of the Panda. And this is a 2024 30 gram. So I'll go ahead and I'll leave the link below. Another thing that I've learned this year is to learn how to let go of the past. So in previous years, I've had some situations where maybe there's certain friendships or certain relationships that maybe didn't end in the best terms. And sometimes deep inside you, it's hard for you to let go of the things that people did to you or the harm that people caused. But you do have to learn how to let go of those feelings, how to replace those feelings with something else, how to replace replace those thoughts, because a lot of the times those thoughts, they cloud your judgment on making future relationships with people. So this damages people over the long term. When you have a bad experience with someone or a business, then maybe in the future you do hold your guard up, but sometimes that can prohibit you to making good decisions in the future. They cloud your judgment. That can happen to anyone over the years. As you get older, you do get wiser. So you know when someone's trying to pull a fast one on you, or they're trying to scam you. But those are things that over time you do learn. And sometimes even if people around you tell you, hey, be careful, try to avoid these types of people, a lot of the times most people won't listen to that advice. They have to actually live through it and go through the pain. Like I said, maybe you had a relationship go bad or a friendship go bad because of a certain thing, and you do have to let go, and you do have to pardon that individual or that business, because a lot of the times it's not your fault why that happened. And those people, they will get what they deserve. So as long as you do recognize that in this world, everything that comes around goes around, you have to let go and move on. Let them be, and just don't associate with those people anymore. Focus your energy on something else. So those are things that I've struggled with. Like I said, I'm always trying to improve myself as well, to make myself a better person. Every single day, every single week, every single month, and every single year, you need to find things that you can improve upon. It's never too late to start. It doesn't have to be in January of every single year. You can start making changes anytime throughout the year. And these are changes that you make gradually. Like I said, people around you will notice it. And it's something that does not happen overnight. I think a lot of people, they get very desperate. They want instant gratification. And in this life, instant gratification, I think it's very bad that people have that mentality of instant gratification, because everything good in life comes slowly. I appreciate everybody continuing to support my videos, and I will continue to provide content that I think helps you to become a better person. Take care.